Well, good morning, everybody. Ed Froelich with the First Time Gardener. Hey, I just wanted to bring you back over to the garden. Today is 7 days since we planted our buckwheat, and I just wanted to let you know what it looks like. So this is 7 days growth. You can see I got a few, now I threw this all by hand, so there's a few spots that didn't get seeds or they didn't germinate, one of the two. But I feel that the crop's going to be big enough to do what we're trying to do. Let me show you the other section over here. But here's the other section that we have our cover crop in. Now again, this is buckwheat. First time I've ever grown a cover crop, and it's the first time I'm using buckwheat. That's it. It's looking good. I'm going to bring you back in another 7 days and give you an update again, see how big it is, and we're going to follow its progress until it flowers, and then until we turn it back in the ground. All right, looking good. All right, we'll see you in 7 days with an update. Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Ed with the First Time Gardener. This is just another update on our cover crop. This is going to be our 14-day update, and this will probably be the last one until it starts flowering, so I can show you what it looks like flowering approaches. But I want to take you through, just show you a really quick update at the 14-day mark. All right, everybody, this is 2 weeks out from when we planted our cover crop. They're doing really well. You can see all the way down there is doing good. Still have those bare spots, couple. Like I said before, I believe it's a combination of the seeds not germinating, and then I did it by hand instead of like with a spreader, so they didn't really get too even. But you can see it's pretty good height. Now I don't see any buds yet coming on there, but they're supposed to flower. So, and you can see the stems, they don't look too thick, so I think with my cultivator, I think I'm going to be able to turn these in to the ground pretty well. And that's going to be probably in about 4 weeks. I'll turn this in there, and I'll be starting my fall garden seeds here in a couple weeks, maybe in less than a couple weeks. But anyway, here is the other patch that I have. This is going to be where the onions and carrots will be going here in this plot. Red onion, sweet onion, and carrots. And I'll bring it back to you when they start blooming and show you the blooms on there. And then we'll take it one last time when we cultivate it in and get the earth ready for our next planting. Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Ed with the First Time Gardener, back at you at week 3 to look at our cover crop and see how it's coming along. And I'm really excited. It's doing really well. Let's go in the garden and take a look at it real quick. As you can see, it's got some pretty good growth. I'd say it's 12 to 14 inches tall. Let's see if you can get a good look at it like that there. And we're starting to get our flower buds that are coming on there. They're all starting to flower, so when all this gets a little bigger and the flowers really open up, it's going to be a beautiful cover crop. Now, one of the reasons for the cover crop is weed suppression. Oh, look, I see some new ones coming. The seeds finally open, are starting to come up in the middle of some of the bare spots. But anyway, weed suppression is one of the reasons you grow it, like these here. There are still some weeds in here. Oh, look at a cricket. See my cricket? We got lots of crickets in the yard. Funky. But anyway, so far it's doing a pretty decent job. That's one of the things about buckwheat, is it's a fast growing cover crop. So after you till your ground and you plant the buckwheat, it has a tendency to grow faster than the weeds, which kind of eliminates a lot of the weeds. So later on today, I'm going to go through here and I'm going to pick out the bigger weeds that got a little bit of an advantage growing, especially in the spots that are open where I didn't get to seed it properly, or they just didn't germinate, one of the two. But so far I'm happy with everything. It's looking good. This is our other plot that I have, and it's doing really well as well. Okay guys, well, that's our 3-week update on this cover crop, and we're going to come back next week and we're going to follow it until we're getting ready to kill the crop and get ready for our fall planting. So stay tuned for the follow-up, and by all means, have a great day. God bless. Hope you stay safe, and we will see you on the next one. I just wanted to give you a quick shot of the buckwheat starting to flower. Another week, we'll have a lot of flowers and hopefully some bees and stuff coming. I've already seen a few butterflies and some small bees. Oh, here we got a bee right here. Let's go. Check them out. We got a couple wasps, a couple bees. So it's doing its job. Pretty cool. Hey, good morning guys. This is Ed with the First Time Gardener, back at you, coming 3 weeks after we planted our buckwheat. So this cover crop is doing exactly what we wanted to do. It's drawing in the bees, the butterflies, and this is to get them to stick around the yard so that when we do plant our garden, they're used to coming to the garden to get the pollen, which they pollinate from one plant to the other as it comes along. I'm just going to take another shot so that you can see the height of this. This is our 3rd week growing. The theory is once the plant gets to the stage where it starts to develop a flower, they say you should cut it down and turn it back into the soil or leave it lay on the soil within 7 to 10 days from the first blooms. But otherwise, they say it goes to seed. So it's been probably almost 2 weeks, say 14 days since the first time I've seen blooms on it. I've checked it really good this morning. I've gone down to quite a few of the heads of them where the flowers are, and I don't yet see seed yet. So I'm going to go ahead and let this probably grow another week before I turn it into the ground. So you can see it's almost up to my waist high in growth, so it's got good growth. I feel that it's pretty thick as far as covering the area. I have one spot that look at all the butterflies. I've got one spot in here that's it's getting weeds. I'm going to pull those weeds up, but it doesn't have a whole lot of growth from our buckwheat. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I didn't broadcast it enough here. I just missed it, or most of the seeds didn't germinate in that one spot. I'm not really sure. And as I'm going through here, I'm seeing like at least several different types of bees. I have these little wasps, I have honeybees, I've got these other black bees. I had bumblebees earlier, but I don't see a bumblebee right now. But they're doing really well. Let me take you to the flower so you can see. Now the seeds will form here from the flower, and they're going to be the dark black seeds. So as you can see, Right here, I don't see anything that's forming seed yet. But we're going to check it. We're going to check it next week. I'm going to be real quiet. Let's see if you can hear the bees. That's pretty cool. Now we have our another plot over there. I'm going to have to hit it with some water because that one over there especially is in the full sun. The leaves are looking a little wilty. I hope you like the update. We'll be back with you next week and check it out again. Until then, stay safe. God bless. We'll see you next week. That is our buckwheat going to seed. When you can squeeze those and you get a white pus, a white milky substance, you know they're going to seed. Good morning, guys. Ed Froelich with the First Time Gardener back at you again. This is week 4 of our buckwheat cover crop growing, and it's getting to the point where it's getting ready to go to seed. And as I just showed you, that small little kernel, when I squeezed it, a white milky substance came out. That means it's getting ready to go to seed. I'm at a dilemma. I don't know whether to let it go to seed because we still have a few weeks left until we're planting it, our garden, for the fall garden. But I think I'm going to do an experiment. I have a longer wait time for the other plot to go to seed before we plant our onions and carrots, because they're doing good, but they're going to be still 3 or 4 weeks away. So I might let that go to seed and see one of two things: if I can save the seed for next year or for the next crop that I want to do, and see how the seeds come out. And I'll go ahead and lay this down for a weed control, let it die out for a couple weeks, and then I'll turn it into the soil and amend this soil here for our planting of our potatoes and our collard greens. Okay guys, I've made my decision. Being I'm still going to be a few weeks away from planting my fall garden, I'm going to go ahead and let this go to seed for 2 reasons. One, I want the bees to still keep coming around. They're buzzing like crazy in there. I have the butterflies coming around, which are still good. But I want to experiment how fast these go to seed. So I showed you the kernels, and I pinched one and the white milky substance came out. That's a really good indication that they are getting ready to go to seed. From that stage till they actually get a hard seed like I planted, I'm not sure how long that takes. So being I've got until October 1st actually before I have to get anything in the ground of what I'm growing, I'm going to let these go to seed, and I'm going to see if once they're in seed, if I turn them into the ground, cut them down, turn them into the ground, and see if I can get a second crop, cover crop growing from this, just to enhance the soil a little bit more. So that's my experiment. However, if I was ready to plant and my seeds were up enough to plant, I would probably just cut this down, lay it on the soil for a week or 2 to let it dry out, turn it in, and then amend my soil for the planting. But I'm still farther than 2 weeks away. So anyway, that's my decision. We're going to go forward with that. It's experimental for me. First time I ever did a cover crop. And maybe we can harvest some seeds for our next time we need to do a cover crop rather than buying them. I might be able to harvest the seeds. So that's another reason I'm letting it go to seed. So anyway, I hope you like these 4 weeks of following along on our cover crop. I'm going to end this series of the cover crop as far as the growing part of it. I'll make another video starting once they go to seed and what we do after there. So thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you are watching The First Time Gardener with Ed Froelich. It's my new channel. I would appreciate all the support from the viewers I could get. If you haven't subscribed and you like the content that I'm putting out here, and you are looking to start maybe gardening, or you just started gardening, follow along with us and let's do these experiments together. I'd love for you to comment in the section here if you have any questions on anything that we've covered. If you have ideas for me that you've just done a cover crop with buckwheat and you maybe let it go to seed to gather the seeds you did, or if you turned it in for a second cover crop growth, yeah, let me know. But anyway, I'm going to cut this off now. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. We're trying to grow this channel. It's brand new. Give a big thumbs up. Most appreciative if you do that. And by all means, happy gardening, guys. Be safe. God bless. We'll see you on the next one.